Hello everybody, I'm Kim from Yesterday's Tomorrows. Let me show you how to make a spring/Easter bunny for your home decor. Now I'm just taking the color Waverly, it's by Waverly and it's called Celery. It's such a pretty green. And I'm just taking this white rabbit that I found at Michael's. It comes in a 2-pack and it's in the section where you find projects for children to do, believe it or not. All right, so this needed 2 coats, so I'm just putting on my second coat of celery. And then after I do that, we are going to do something that's called wet distressing. So now I'm just taking my baby wipe just like that. Now you don't want to dry your rabbit too much, or it's going to be hard to take the paint back, if that makes sense. Okay, so see what I'm doing right here? Taking my baby wipe, and I'm just removing a little bit of the green here and there, and now I'm getting a really pretty distressed look for the rabbit. There we go. See how pretty it looks? Now you can take off as much paint as you want, or if you don't like the distressing look, you can just leave it alone and just leave all the green on there. I kind of like the distressing look because I like something that looks a little vintagey, old. I don't like anything that looks brand new. So by doing this, it's looking like this rabbit has been there for a while and some of the paint has worn off. All right, so after I finish distressing it with my baby wipe, you're going to want to dry it, because then we are going to be stamping it with an IOD stamp, and it's called Kindest Regards. All right, there we go. It's all done. All right, so just dry it real quick. And then we're going to stamp. Now the Kindest Regards stamp is an IOD stamp, and we are going to be using the color ink called Spice Cinnamon. It's really pretty. Now there's the stamp. Love this IOD stamp. If you're going to invest in an IOD stamp, invest in this one. You will use it. I can't even tell you how many times I've used it. You will use it 1,000,000 times. Now we don't want to make this stamp the star of the show. So I'm just pressing it on. If you can see, there we go. We lay it down and I'm just giving it a light tap. I just want the stamp to be faint in the background. And if you can see, I'm just running my fingers over it a little bit, and there you go. It's just very faint in the backdrop. Okay, so now I'm just using from Essential Stencils the Spring Bunny transfer. These transfers are really pretty, really pretty. All right, so I chose the transfer I want with the 2 little bunnies on there with the flowers. And now you just take a transfer stick. If you lose your transfer stick, you can use anything you want, even the back of a spoon, a credit card, or if I used one time a butter knife. So it doesn't really matter, just anything to get it to adhere. All right, so you just take your transfer stick just like that, and you rub it down, and then you just pull it off, not like a Band-Aid. Go slow to make sure that it sticks. If you see a part that didn't stick, just place your plastic right back down, give it another rub, and it'll stick back on. And there we go. And then just take your 2 fingers and make sure that it all is stuck to your project. All right, so now I'm going to make a little bow for the bunny. Now this is called Seam Crinkle Ribbon. I'm wrapping it around my fingers 5 times. Then I just take it in the middle, wrap the end around just like so. And then I just take my glue gun and glue it around the middle. Then after the glue is dry, then you just want to fluff it out like you do any bow. So this is called Seam Crinkle Ribbon. I just love this kind of ribbon. It's so pretty. It just gives it a vintagey kind of a look for a bow. All right, so now we're just gluing it to the bunny, and then the bunny needs a little sparkle, I think. So I just took a little bit of Totally Dazzled, just a little button right there, and I'm going to put it right in the middle. He needs a little bling. So now we're just going to glue the little bling down to the bunny. And then we are going to also give it a little bit distressing around the edges. So what I like to do is I like to take the same ink that I used, the Spice Cinnamon, and I'm just going to edge out the bunny. I always like to finish my projects by edging them out. I think it just gives it a finished look. And also it gives a little bit more, it ages it a little bit more, which I love. I want this bunny to look like he's old and he's been around there for a while. So see, if I just going around the edges, just like so, with my little, I call it a dabber. I'm not sure what you call these little things that you put the ink on, but I call it a dabber. All right, so there we go. And isn't he cute? How adorable is he? And you can use this in any of your spring or Easter decor projects. Come follow me on Yesterday's Tomorrows.